Okay, so the project today is to clean up the back of a laser, to do a small gel coat repair on the back of a laser, and so far we've taken the gudgeon and the bung off just to make the job easy to prepare. And I thought to myself that I probably should use a little bit of acetone, because people always say it's a good idea to clean a job with acetone before you do some gel coating. So a tiny bit of acetone just to make sure there's no oil or grease on the side. I'm pretty sure the magic sponge would have done that for me anyway, but just on the safe side, we've degreased it so we can be sure our gel coat, or our flow coat even, is going to stick to the surface. Got a gel coat resin for Dawn Grey for a laser. I'm going to go for 2 reasonable spatulafuls. It's about now I'm thinking I should have put my gloves on, so I'll put some gloves on before I get myself in any more of a mess. The next bit, this is gel coat, and it's not going to go off without a catalyst. So it's always better to use fresh catalyst. And to that much, about 5 or 6 drops would be plenty. And I've got my little spatula. Everything's available at roostersailing.com, of course. So I've mixed up my gel coat, make sure I've got a proper mix. As they call it, brush coat, let's brush it on. So I'm just going to paint the job. And the advantage of using the masking tape is, A, that it stops you from splodging gel coat in places you really don't want to have to rub off later, and it also acts as a sort of a level of how much gel coat you're going to put on the job. So it just almost contains it like a little dam wall around the outside. Check for air bubbles. And if you're in a hurry and it's not a sunny day and you're in good old wet damp UK, you might decide to use a hairdryer, gently warming the area just to encourage it to go off. I have to wait a bit of time now. Okay, it's time to reveal our gel coat repair. I've got the pot here. The gel coat's gone off in the pot. That's always a good sign. Now we're going to do the reveal on this job here. I added this little extra bit just as the gel coat was starting to go off, just to act as a dam, so that the edge that I was finding difficult to support stayed an edge, and the tape has done its job, hopefully to stop me from getting too excited and putting gel coat in too many places. This tape will act as a guide to how much I need to rub down as well. Show me whether I've got to the point where I should be stopping to rub down. Now I'm a bit lazy, I don't like to spend all day doing this, so I've gone for some 60 grit, which is pretty horrendous, but as long as it's on a really flat rubbing surface and I'm really careful, I can start to take off the gel coat. I'm starting to get close now to time to change down from a bit of an excessive grit. Perhaps to a 180. This one I'll have attached to this one as well. That's the shape of a laser hole, unfortunately. Isn't allowed to be square. It'd be really nice if it was, but it's not. So I've got to mimic what the rest of the shape is. Here. So now we're in 320. Changing down to having a bit of wet and dry paper in your hand can really help, because you can start to feel with your fingers the high spots and the bits you've really got to apply pressure to the boat. It's great having the flat board in your hand to do the high spots completely across, but once you've finished with that, there's a danger you could be rubbing down bits of boat that's quite good, whereas I can concentrate on the little high spots now. Just taking them out. I'll go up to 1,000. Now this is a finish I actually don't mind at all on a boat. A bit of a dull but polished finished. But if you want it to turn it back into a shiny glossy boat, I'll just work on this little bit here. We can use some Cockerill. Depending on how much time you're prepared to put into it and how much buffing you're prepared to do, you can bring it back to the gloss of the rest of the boat.